teaspoon. She makes the sign of a teaspoon, he makes the sign of a wave. The poor boy changes clothes and he puts on aftershave to compensate for his ordinary shoes. And she said, honey, take me dancing, but they ended up by sleeping in the door. She makes the sign of a teaspoon, he makes the sign of a wave. The poor boy changes clothes and he puts on aftershave to compensate for his ordinary shoes. And she said, honey, take me dancing, but they ended up by sleeping in a doorway by the bodegas and the lights on over Broadway, wearing diamonds on the soles of their shoes. And I could say, ooh, and everybody, you know what I was talking about. I mean, everybody, you know exactly what I was talking about. I'm talking about time.
Well, you know, when you listen to music after 1970 and you think you know music, you think that a very awesomely played bass solo is a tuba.
But sorry. You see, we need to clarify something.
All right.
We need
both
to clarify.
Both the bass guitar and the tuba are instruments within the bass range.
I agree.
All right.
But
right.
We're talking about a specific.
Let's clarify.
No.
Let's clarify.
The problem of the day. Please, no preambles. The problem
you don't want to listen to my case on this matter.
The problem of the day. The problem of the day. The problem of the day is that there is a claim that it is tuba.
Yes.
Nana and I, we say it is a bass
we
guitar.
Heard it and we immediately knew it was a bass guitar.
You see, it's a bass line.
Now,
yes,
it is a bass line.
And
now let me just tell you the person that played on this, and then when you are done, you can
go ahead.
Have you ever heard?
Well, Simon did the lead vocals and the guitar. Ray Piri was on guitar. Bakiti Kumalo bass. That's Bakiti doing that. Right?
You go on.
Then Isaac Mchali was on drums.
Okay.
Yusundo. Yes.
Okay.
Baba Cafe, Asane, Tiam, James Goyat. They were working percussion on this.
Okay.
All these guys.
Okay.
Then Lenny Pickett played the tenor saxophone.
Okay.
Then trumpet was played by Earl Gardner, and Alex Foster played the alto saxophone.
Okay.
And the backing vocals was Lady Smith Black Mambazo.
So there was no tuba.
Where therefore
there was
is
no
your
tuba in
tuba.
the ensemble. Okay.
No, I want to ask you a question, Benji. Have you ever heard Jaco Pastorius play the bass guitar?
Something will do you.
So you see, Nanaya, to start with, I concede. Per the data that you have provided.
Per the data, but you reserve the right to provide further and better data. Is this what you're saying?
Why is Nanaya's mind too loud? Why is this loud? Why? You see, she's even coughing. See, but you see, then it means that bass guitarist, right, is so good, especially with the tremolo that he did.
Yes, he's a virtuoso.
You see, that trembling Paddy man do for that, because you see, it gives you the sound of a horn instrument,
but you see,
but then a string.
But guess what?
And so, because typically a tuba, I don't know if you've seen how the tuba, they have the smaller ones, but they are the very bigger ones.
We have the top side band in here.
Yes. Beautiful. So
we know what a tuba sounds.
See, guy,
like.
that sound is because what I'm hearing from what I am now being told is bass guitar. It sounds very brass. sounds very brass.
It's very resonant, but there is no wind in there.
Shall I play that thing again?
It's not pop 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 pop.
This morning we're doing a music
It's
lesson on the Asaase Breakfast Show.
Because Nana, you see, there are some very clean tuba players, especially those who play in orchestra.
You know what? If you're listening,
because
to
they've learned to play clean.
Let's see. So,
Charlie, bring
how many of you
line
think
back.
that solo is a tuba or a bass guitar?
Or any other instrument that you can hear.
Or maybe a double bass.
Yeah, give us a call. No, but you won't get that with a double bass.
You have not met people who pluck.
No, bro. I've seen a double bass played by this kid who's just like, okay, so he's not a kid, but I mean, in terms of what he does, Bob James referred to him as a kid. Like, he's a resident with the Havana orchestra.
Orchestra, okay.
Bro. Like, he's like half the height of the double bass.
You know, somebody.
And when he plays the double bass, it makes you realize that you can actually do without a bass guitarist in the ensemble.
You know, somebody can actually pluck the cello to get those ranges.
Yeah, it's doable.
So
it's doable.
That one there.
But yeah, so if you are for tuba, which Rennie says is in Dansoman, or you are for the bass guitar, give us a call and let's hear you. Yeah, no. We take calls on this matter. 059-415-7777 or 020-000-9951. Let's hear this. In the face of further and better particulars, Benji has conceded. Are you going to follow suit, or you still think there's tuba when we say it's bass guitar?
I could say, ooh, She makes the sign of a teaspoon, he makes the sign of a wave. The poor boy changes clothes and he puts on aftershave to compensate for his ordinary shoes. She said, honey, take me dancing, but they ended up by sleeping in a doorway by the bodegas and the lights on over Broadway, wearing diamonds on the soles of their shoes. She makes the sign of a teaspoon, he makes the sign of a wave.
You know, they say if in doubt, go be Sabrewano. This one, we are consulting not an Abrewa, we are consulting a man, a virtuoso himself, Mr. Zap Mallet. Zap, good morning.
Good morning.
So, we're not going to prejudice the answer. What do you hear in that bass line?
It's a fretless. It's called a fretless bass.
A fretted bass.
Yes, a fretless.
Okay, a fretless bass. Okay.
Fretless bass.
Wow.
And yeah, I know much about that production because I've read and watched a lot of videos about that production. He used a fretless bass throughout the whole song. He used a fretless bass. So it's a fretless bass.
So
that one doesn't have frets.
Okay, so Uncle Zap, so that's a fretless bass guitar.
A fretless bass guitar, yes.
It's not a tuba.
No, it's nowhere near horns. No, it's got nothing to do with horns.
Okay.
Fretless bass. Fretless bass.
Uncle Zap. So Uncle Zap.
It's the bass.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Uncle
you
Zap.
hold it and play it like a bass. It's a bass. It's a bass, but it doesn't have frets.
Okay. So, you know, the confusion was around the tremolo in there.
The tremolo.
Yes.
So the tremolo you can do it on bass. You can do it on any. Can do it anywhere.
So it is settled that it's a bass guitar.
Yes. It's a bass guitar.
It's a fretless bass guitar.
It's a fretless bass guitar.
The matter has been settled.
It has been settled.
Played by Bakiti Kumalu.
Thank
from
you.
South Africa.
The name is there. The name is there. We confirm that. Uncle Zap, yeah, that's it, we'll come home because this conversation we are going to further extend it to other.
Thank you so much, Zap, for sorting this out for us. See, Nanaya.
You know,
Is it Kweku? I've been able to manage to wake you up. You are finally awake.
The T-way passed my head inside there. It's not fit for the microphone. But you know, age is good, isn't it?
It is, but you know, there is that thing when you're convinced. I do the same thing with lyrics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you think for ages you've been hearing something in a song. It's like your Chibom en Italia this morning with Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
this
don't
morning
stop till you
with
get
Chip
enough.
You know, people can be listening to that for ages, and that is what you hear. Benji was listening to that, and because of the resonance of the bass, he was hearing a tuba. And you know, you will always think that something until you are provided with further and better particulars which are incontrovertible.
And you see, Nanaya, and you make a very good point, and that's why most of the time when I have to listen to a song, I mean, over time, my friends will tell you that I'm a YouTube DJ because I like to listen to music by watching it.
The players, yes.
Because you see, aside from
That's the
it
joy
telling
of
you
live
exactly,
music.
aside from it telling you which instrumentalist or which instrument is being used for which line or whatever, which harmony, which melody, whatever the case may be. It also gives you a sense of the emotions of the musician.
Yes.
So you don't just hear it and imagine it, but you see it as well. And I think live performances are very... And
seeing as you made this a thing, let me tell you a bit about Bagiti Kumalo. He was born in Soweto.
Soweto, yeah.
He was born on the 10th of May, 1956. He's currently 68 years. And he was surrounded by family members who love music, so he started playing music very, very early. He used to just fill in for his uncle's bass player. That was his first job. Guess the age? At age 7.
I was going to say so.
That's why you can do that and confuse Benjamin Ovando into thinking that's a tuba.
It was good.
But you know, it's the astonishing thing about listening to anything from Graceland is that album is going on 30 years old now.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah,
I couldn't
30.
believe it. I thought maybe like 20. 30 years old. It's timeless music. That's singing by the singers of Ladysmith Black Mambazo. And I remember how people were seeing the videos in the 1980s and going like, oh, is that what they do in South Africa? Not this stamping dance and very strange contortions going on in corners of pubs with people trying to replicate this. The funny thing about me calling up the video of that to watch it, as Benji was saying, it's a video rather than a live performance, but you can still see a little bit about the creation of the music, is that in the sidebar is, guess who? Bobby McFerrin. Now, when you listen to Bobby McFerrin sing, you hear lots of instruments, don't you?
I mean, Bobby has, there was a video I saw of him recently demonstrating the pentatonic scale using him and the audience, unrehearsed. Bro, no, it was crazy. But guess what? Nanaya, you mentioned a name, and I'm just going to read a little bit about Bagiti's playing style, which combines elements of American Motown and jazz styles and traditional South African music. But his lines typically featured inverted broken arpeggios. Right?
Okay.
Quick pentatonic lines and counter melodies.
Okay.
So when he does that, so you get stuff like the slap bars, and then dead notes and octaves. Exactly. And then he has hiccups, anticipated downbeats, triplets, and double stops. But guess what? He cites the following people as his inspiration. And I guess who's the first person?
Mr. JP.
There you go. Jaco Pastorius.
I see.
And Alfonso Johnson and James Jamison. These are the people who he lists. Now, he first purchased his first fretless bass, a Washburn B40 model.
Okay.
Because it was the cheapest bass at the store and nobody wanted to play it.
Rather,
the cheapest.
Yeah, it was the cheapest at the time in the store. Nobody wanted to play it.
So,
and guess what? He says Paul Simon has described Khumalo's sound on this instrument as enormous. And guess what? Almost like a horn, but so primal.
you see,
Well, no,
You see-
we
you see my
see
point.
them almost
You see my
like
point.
a horn.
you see my point. You see my point.
We have always seen your point,
We
but
saw
we
your
know
point.
that it is
We
not.
saw your point, but we knew it wasn't.
And
a
guess
horn.
what? I'm in very good company with Paul Simons on this.
Why?
Shobi. I mean, oh no.
Hey. Oh.
See, we never the carry last.
No, we don't
All I
carry
can
last.
say is that Presec has a lot
We
to
don't carry
answer.
last. All right, so Wilberforce Asaare is on the ground at the University of Ghana. I'm not going to try and ask you anything about this. You know, don't do that. That's my very good friend. That's my very, very good friend. Don't do that, Benjamin. So, Wilberforce.
Yes, sir.
You see, if it were to be one pen, you could have asked him.
So what is it that you don't want to ask me about?
No, we can't
Wilberforce.
possibly go there.
Yes.
You will do it on the jail report, okay? Yeah. We'll do it on
You know,
the
let me tell you, you were born free. So just be free. Okay.
Yes, we are trying. So you're at the University of Ghana, and at the moment, we're waiting for the start of the Ministry of Finance, University of Ghana, ISA, and University of Ghana Business School quarterly economic roundtable. And this year, it's actually about restoring macroeconomic stability. Now, this is at the ISA Hall. Is that where you are at the moment?
Indeed, Kweku, that's where I am now.
Okay, so
And
share with
yes.
us what's happening.
yeah, so I can tell you that the official party has walked into the building, and so the proceedings here are just about starting. Quickly, I can tell you about the program outline and what listeners and viewers on Asaase Radio and Asaase Radio Facebook should be expecting. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Professor Nana Abba Apia Amafo, is expected to deliver the welcome remarks. And a keynote address is supposed to be delivered by the Honorable Minister for Finance, Mohammed Amin Adam, whom I'm told is represented by the Minister of State at the Ministry of Finance, Abna Asare. And then we have a keynote speaker, Dr. Ni Kweku Sowa. He's an economist and country director, International Growth Center, Ghana. He's expected to deliver the keynote address here at this gathering. After his presentation, they will move into panel discussions and also brief presentations. And so this is the design. There is a brief presentation by a member of the panel, and then subsequently a 3-member panel will constitute and pick up a discussion on a particular topic. And so the first of these presentations will be done by Professor William Bar Boateng, who is the head Department of Economics, University of Ghana. And then he will join the panel, which will also consist of Dr. Alhassan Idris, who is the Director, Economic Strategy and Research Division, Ministry of Finance. And then there will be Mr. Leslie DeWright Mensah, who is also an economist and research fellow, Institute for Fiscal Studies. Subsequent to this, they will take a break, and post the break, they will continue with their brief presentations. Professor Peter Korte, who is a very known person to Asaase Radio, Director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, is University of Ghana, will also do a presentation. He will join a panel which will also have Mr. Samuel Akis. He's the Director, Treasury and Debt Management Division, Ministry of Finance. And then Franklin Kujo, who is the President of Imani Center for Policy and Education, will also be part of this second panel. Post this discussion, they will have a brief interlude, and then Professor Ejapoma Jechi Daku, University of Ghana Business School, would also do a short presentation. She would then join Professor Ebo Texan, who is a member of Monetary Policy Committee, and Mr. Joe Jackson, Chief Executive Officer of Dalex Finance, to also do the third panel discussion, I should say. Subsequent to this, there will be questions and answers, and then there will be a communique that will be issued. This ceremony is being moderated by Bernard Avle of City FM and Channel 1 TV. And so, Insha, that is what we are expecting. The feed is ready, and we should be able to cross over and pick up and join these discussions.
Thank you very much. Wilberforce will take you straight to proceedings at the Issa Hall of the University of Ghana for the Economic Roundtable. We will be bringing you that in a moment. But Benjamin, you should check out Bakiti Kumalo. He's got a pretty decent repertoire of discography. I mean, apart from his very first work actually was on Graceland. First commercial work was on Graceland. But he's gone on to do quite a number. And his most recent work is titled, the album title is What You Hear Is What You See. That was 2021. Massive. But look, seriously, when people...
The album title is what do you
what
hear?
You hear is what you see.
This one there, he deceived me small.
Because
what I heard, nah.
It's not what you saw.
I was hearing the Tuba, but Charlie, the guy was awesome on that.
Yeah, no. It's just brilliant. There are people out there who do stuff with the bass guitar that, okay, the only way I can describe it is like watching Ronaldinho combined with JJ Okocha and Lionel Messi. What other crazy ball juggler could I add?
So Ronaldinho, Lionel Messi, JJ Okocha, Lionel Messi.
Yeah. Boxed in one person, playing football.
Skill.
That's the kind of thing that some of these people do with the bass guitar. And then there's some who play even the 7-string bass, and they do some wild, crazy stuff.
Because you know what that allows them to do is they can move within weird ranges. So if somebody is playing a lead, the person is limited by design
of their
in terms of the ranges, because they can't go into very lower ranges. But if somebody is playing a bass guitar and is having like the 7-string bass guitar, they can come into very higher registers, higher octaves, and so they can play all kinds of things. And you know, when somebody who is very good on the bass is able to play chords on it. So I saw a certain presentation where 4 different people were playing a single bass guitar.
Yeah.
And they were, Charlie, what they did with that thing?
It was a bass. One was controlling the fret, and the others were plucking
and
away.
That's what I say, that in any song, if you don't have the bass in it, there's a certain gap. You see, if in an orchestra, for instance, let's say the stringed instruments, you have the violin, the viola, the cello, and then the double bass. The violin will give you your melody. The viola, the alto brings the embellishment, the beauty of it, you know, because they can go into the mezzo soprano, they can sit within the alto, they can try some the cello will give you, of course, the baritone element of things, the tenor and all.
The double bass
if you take the double bass out, a sound.
There's no grounding.
You know, so
at the end,
God bless you for creating bass.
We'll all start our bass lessons.
Yeah. But there's another guy you should look out for, Stan Sargent.
Okay.
Stan, I don't think Stan has any recording of his